Welcome to the first edition of the Intelligent Cryptocurrency Sunday News. So I'm going to try and make this a habit where every Sunday I go through some of the top headlines in the space and just summarize that and share a few of my thoughts about it so that you can be up to date with everything that is happening in the crypto space. My name is Dirk. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below, click that notification bell. And if you want to get on my email list so I can update you every time I publish a video via email, first link in the description down below, click the link, enter your name and email, and you will get on the email list. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join our free public Telegram in the description down below. Alright, so I would say the major piece of news in the crypto space has been the collapse of UST and Terra Luna, which I did make a full video about how this came to be and why it happened. I will link to it up here and in the description down below. As you can see, basically this is the chart of Luna that went absolutely to zero from just being over $100. Literally a couple weeks ago, it crashed all the way to zero. And while the damage has already been done, we still don't fully know the extent to which certain people or funds have been exposed to this and what the real damage is going to be. I suspect that information is slowly going to start coming out over the weeks and months ahead, and we will really find out what happened. I mean, in hindsight, we're seeing here that they had a $3 billion reserve that they had in Bitcoin, where the founder behind it, DXY, he was bragging that they bought so much Bitcoin and they're going to be the second largest Bitcoin holder. And apparently what happened is they took this $3 billion worth of BTC and they used it to defend the peg of the stablecoin to try and keep it at 1-to-1 with the dollar, but that failed, and apparently they lost that whole $3 billion and have nothing to show for it. Then there's been all sorts of updates around trying to save this, trying to salvage this. They're proposing to actually fork the network and to create Terra Classic, Luna Classic, and rebirth a new blockchain. If you want to stay up to date with what DXY is doing, you can follow him on Twitter. But again, this doesn't seem like something that is really very promising at this point in time, because the trust is gone, the collapse is gone. Why would you want to follow someone who has just basically collapsed the stablecoin? This is the second one, by the way, of his that has failed. So why would you want to put any money into anything this guy's ever going to do again? And like I said, we have yet to see the full details of who was exposed to this and who lost money, because as it turns out, you can see over here, there was a fund called Stable Gains. They actually took investment from people in USDC. Okay, and they promised them 15%. They took the money, they put it into the Anchor protocol, which was UST, which was Luna, which gave them 19 or 20%. So basically, they're looking to take that 4%, give the investors 15%. But now that the whole thing collapsed, what happens to all that money, right? But even though there were probably a lot of people who lost money, there were also some people who made out really, really well and actually managed to capitalize on the enormous gain of Luna before it collapsed. So for example, an early investor in Terra, Luna, Terra, they sold over 80% of their Luna early. They invested $1.7 million and turned it into about $170 million. And according to them, they cashed out. So good for them, and they made a lot of money while a lot of people lost a lot of money. Moving on, it's interesting to see over here that from CoinDesk, they're saying in 2016 there were 5 million crypto users. As of 2021, there is over 220 million crypto users. I've also seen figures as high as 350 million. So there has been massive growth into the crypto space over the last couple of years, as we very well know. But we still have a very long way to go before we reach 1 or 2 or 3 billion, like the amount of users that the internet actually has. So the future still looks very promising for crypto and blockchain. Then, despite this bearish environment that we've been in since November last year, with the whole market dropping about 50% for Bitcoin, more than 50%, 80-90% for altcoins that are down, there is still enormous money being raised and being invested into crypto startups of all sorts. So you can see over here, Andreessen Horowitz debuts $600 million into a gaming fund for Web3 bets. Okay, huge amounts of money still being raised. Tally Labs raised $12 million. Goldman Sachs and Barclays invest in UK crypto trading platform Elwood, and they have joined a $70 million Series A funding round. Then we have KuCoin, who has raised $150 million in a round led by Jump Crypto at a $10 billion valuation. FTX and Liberty City lead a $20 million raise for dev platform DoorHack. So you can see just in the last week or two, there's still hundreds of millions of dollars being raised and being poured into the crypto space. So despite this bearish environment, the building is continuing. The investment is going to continue. So don't be discouraged. Don't think it's going to go down forever, because with the amount of money and resources and talent that's being dedicated to the space, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before we get another major bull market and before we see the market cap go way, way higher than where it is today. And then in the infrastructure space, there's also continuous progress. Like, for example, Grayscale Investments have launched their first European ETF, Grayscale Future of Finance UCITS ETF. So we are seeing progress. There's constantly new exchanges, new ETFs, new crypto products being launched, new regulation. That's all happening even in these bearish times, which means that more than likely, almost certainly, we are going to get another bull market, and we are going to get a lot bigger than where we are today. And whether that takes a few months or a few years, later on in this decade, I have no doubt that crypto is going to get way, way bigger than where it is. So these bearish periods are an enormous opportunity, once again, for us to be able to learn, study, and obviously also make investments in times when very few people are interested. And then when the market goes crazy again, in a year or 2 or 3 years from now, we get a crazy bull market, all those new people that are going to get in are going to say, oh, you were so lucky to be able to get in when things were so low, right? But it's not as easy as it sounds, although we have the opportunity now, and that is why you should be paying attention. And then this was from a few days ago on May 16th, but this is the president of El Salvador. So Nayib Bukele, he's saying tomorrow 32 banks and 12 financial authorities, 44 different countries will meet in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking the unbanked, and the Bitcoin rollout and its benefits in our country. So again, there's constant discussion and energy being dedicated towards cryptocurrency, towards blockchain, regulation, growth, mainstream adoption. And as you can see, what I've just shared with you so far today, it just continues despite the bearish conditions. So I would say continue to pay attention, continue to learn, continue to study, because now is when the opportunity is during these bearish periods. And look at what the smart money is doing, look at where the money is flowing, look at where the investments are being allocated, and then where are things going to go in 12 months, 24 months, 36 months from now. My guess is a lot higher than where things are today. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video, this news summary, and if you want me to make it a regular thing where I do this every single week, just a quick summary of the news and the major headlines with some thoughts like I have made in this video. I would love to know. Let me know, comment down below, and please do give this a thumbs up, share the video if there's anyone you want to share it with, much appreciated, because it helps the channel get more exposure. And for the rest, subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and I wish you an awesome day. I will see you in the next video.